Hey, and welcome everybody. We hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to another episode of She Well Read. I'm Alana.
I'm Samra.
And today we're going to be meeting with the founder of Beauty in a Book Box, who is actually one of our sponsors this season, Nisha. So everybody say hey to Nisha.
Hey, Nisha.
Hey everyone. Hey Sam. Hey Alana. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for
Yes.
coming on. We're
Yes,
so
thank you.
excited.
Yes,
Me
absolutely.
too.
So Nisha, tell us about yourself, and to give our listeners kind of an inside scoop on you.
So my name is Nisha. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I currently reside in California. I've been here for 6 years now. I am a wife, a mom of two. I have a daughter and a son. And I am also a special education teacher, high school special education teacher. I've been in the field of education for almost 14 years come this August.
Nice.
I have been an entrepreneur since the age of 22. I started as with an event planning company, and then I dissolved that business and opened an online boutique. And I wrote a book, and now I'm in the subscription box business.
Amazing. You are a go-getter for sure.
Mhm. For sure.
Thank you.
All of
Thank
those
you.
things. That's super impressive. So tell us, where did you get the idea for Beauty in a Book Box?
So I was on a book tour in 2017. I did an event. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a lot of different vendors. So you had a lot of independent authors, and then the beauty vendors and the clothing vendors. And a lot of the people that were attending the event were like, we don't read, we haven't read or anything, and just walking past the book vendors. And so I began to offer the book for free because I'm like, I want to encourage literacy. And I was speaking with this one lady, and she was just like, listen, I haven't read a book in like almost 10 years. And for me, as an educator, as a mom, I was just like, what? So
Yeah.
what I did notice at that same event is that the Avon tables and the makeup tables the lines were wrapped around. And I just observed that, and I was like, wow, like a lot of us are really focused on like how we look on the outside, but not really paying attention to a very important part of self-care, which starts in the mind, because we can look beautiful, but how are we feeling inside? So I was like, how can we align literacy and beauty because you don't have to give up one for the other. So I just thought of like beauty and a book. And I'm like, beauty and a book, but like, how can we get this idea out to people? So I saw like a subscription box model, and I was like, oh, like maybe we'll put it in a box and send it out to people, like beauty and a book box. And one of my former partners, I went to her and I'm like, hey, like I have this idea for a subscription box company. It'll be called Beauty and a Book Box, and we'll like send beauty products and a book and book accessories, and just try to get people reading and caring about themselves wholly, not just in one area of life. And my now partner, she was like, yes, like that's a great idea. So I started doing more research on the subscription box model. We applied for our business license. We created a business plan. And we got another partner to come on with us who has more of experience in the cosmetology area. And we hit the ground running. We signed up for Cratejoy, and yeah, we started in 2019. So we took a whole year of like business planning and looking for different information. I'm really big on statistics. So I looked at like the statistics of people that read, not only in the US, because I did want to make sure that it was an international box. So we do ship globally. So I looked at like literacy rates across the world, around the world, self-care, beauty, because when people think of beauty, they think of makeup only, but it actually includes fragrance, it includes hair care, skin care. So in the box, we send a mixture of beauty products, not just like makeup. And yeah, we started in 2019. We were a monthly box then. Now we ship quarterly. So we ship in March, June, September, and December. And we've also added a tween, which is ages 9 through 12, and a teen box to our list of boxes that we send out. And the teen box is actually the most popular box. It's the box that parents keep. We don't really get cancellations for the teen box. And I think that it's because, parents are trying to encourage their children to read, and that it's okay to, take care of yourself and make sure you look good, but make sure that there's a balance. So that's our motto, is the perfect balance.
I love that so much.
Thank
And
you.
I think that that's kind of similar to the reason we started She Well Read, was really to promote literacy, honestly. And I love the way that you talk about reading as self-care, because it is like nourishing your soul, your inside. And yes, like the balance of, this external beauty with the inner beauty, it's the perfect combination. So I think it was it's just it's a beautiful business model, and I feel like y'all are helping so many tweens as well as women and men, whoever wants to get a box. I did have a question about the box. Is the box like for is there a kind of a target audience for the Beauty in a Book Box subscription, or is it for people of all ages?
It's for people of all ages. I would say we start at age 9 and up. So the tween box would be like the start. And that's just because when we're choosing like certain novels, like a child that's 5 won't be able to, we send chapter books. So we start at age 9 and up. Like the makeup, a 70-year-old can wear it, or a 25-year-old. Like we try to send like really neutral products. We curate the box to be very neutral so that it's for everyone.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome. And when I first heard about Beauty in a Book Box, I was like, oh, like I have 2 younger siblings that I live with, and one's 13 and the other one's 9, which is like kind of almost y'all's target demographic. And I was like, this is something perfect for them, because the 9-year-old, I have a hard time trying to convince her to read more, and that reading is fun, but she's super into like, makeup and doing her makeup, which for a 9-year-old, she's pretty good. And so this is something that could encourage her. Like in the box, she would get the book that she'd be like, oh, like this is cool too, and like kind of encouraging her to read. So I really like how y'all combine the two together, especially for those demographics. We also wanted to ask, how has the journey been managing a small business?
It was difficult. So 2019 was a difficult year because my partners are in New York and I'm in California. And a part of the subscription box business is that you have to pack those boxes. And we got, I think the first month, it was like over 200 or 300. And so trying to manage that was like ridiculous, especially on a monthly model. So that's why we switched to quarterly, because one of my partners is a registered nurse. So we all have like these busy schedules that it was like, okay, who's going to do what? And we had roles, but it just, even with roles, it just became overwhelming to curate something every month. So that's why we switched to the quarterly model. And last year, 2020 was our first time trying it out in the middle of all of the other chaos.
Mhm.
So it actually did pretty well last year. I was like, oh, okay, like I can breathe a couple of months, and really we can collaborate better because we'll have the time to sit down and flush out like what we want to send in each box. Right now we have the entire 2021 planned out of what we're going to send in each quarter. So now we're working on 2022, what the box is going to look like. We will be adding an audiobook and ebook option because some of our subscribers are global, like we ship to a book club in Chile. And so it's harder to get like heavier items internationally, especially if they live like in smaller towns. So we wanted to offer, or we are going to offer next year, an audiobook option and a ebook option, in addition to sending the hardcover or the paperback book. But yeah, it was difficult at first, but now it's starting to smooth out. We're learning a lot of different things and our system is running really smoothly now. So for me, I think I'm a person that likes to be in person. So like when I had the boutique, I did a lot of sip-in shops, and like I used to have like the boutique rack at my house and invite like my friends and coworkers over, like, hey, go shopping. And but with everything that happened in 2020, it was like, okay, now we're definitely only online and I can't attend events and promote that way. So we just had to pivot a little bit. But in 2019, we did the Essence Beauty Carnival, and
Oh,
that was
awesome.
really fun. They had a beauty carnival in New York, and my husband actually went and like was our person for that event. And we got a lot of signups for our email list during then, and a lot of collaborations. So yeah, hopefully soon we get back to getting out and to like, because it's
Right.
just so much better when you can meet the person and like the subscribers, and they feel like they have more of a connection with you and the brand when they're able to see you and talk to you. And because sometimes people think like a business, like there's no human behind it, so they're like, sometimes they'll send emails as if they're talking to a robot, and I'm like, hey, we're people, I'm a person.
Yeah, like putting a name to
So
the face.
yeah. So one of the goals for this month for myself was like, okay, I need to, because that was another thing, we decided that we weren't going to be the face behind our brand. And it worked for a short time, but after a while it's like, okay, who runs this company? A lot of people just want to know. So as the founder, I just decided, like, and my partners, they kind of nudge me like, Nisha, that's all you can talk. But yeah, I was like, okay, like I'll talk and share the information, because really it's what we're doing. So it's just talking about what we're doing, sharing what we're doing.
Yeah, we had similar experiences. Every time we do an interview, it's like, okay, who's gonna talk the most or like introduce us and all these things, like when we were first starting out. And now, like you said, it's become kind of natural at this point. Like you
Yeah.
feel more comfortable with it and you know what you're doing more, but constantly learning. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that for sure. So okay, our next couple questions were, what's your favorite part about what you do, and how can our listeners get a book, or not a book, but a book box and subscribe or ship it to a friend or maybe a sister, or just how to get the word out and purchase it for other people, and yeah.
So my favorite part of what we do is the curation of the boxes. Um, I'm more of like in the literacy realm for our curation, so I get to choose the books. So I get to read the books sometimes earlier. We collaborate with a lot of publishing companies, and they send us books and things to see which one would be best for our box. So that's my favorite part. We also have a group on Facebook. It's called Women That Read Book Club. And every month, either myself or the moderators will host like a book club meeting or discussion. And I would say that's another part that I really enjoy, because I get to see the members in our group, and a large part of the member community, they are subscribers to our box. So a lot of them will share like, hey, like, this book, like it changed my life, or like, I really needed like the eye serum that you guys sent last month, or I like the Dr. Botanicals lotion. So just hearing like testimonials is just really just a great part of the business. And so for buying a purchase in the box, or let me see, for purchase in the box, or for getting a gift for someone, we have a website, is beautyandabookbox.com. It's beautyandabookbox.com. I say it slow because sometimes, like, if I say really quickly, like people are like, is it beauty and the book? I'm like, no, it's beautyandabookbox.com.
Right.
And you guys can use the code BAAB, which is BAABB 16 for 10% off of your first purchase. And that is connected to She Well Read. So any purchasers that use BAAB, BAABB, which is Beauty and a Book Box acronym, you can receive 10% off of your first purchase. We are on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and we are on Instagram under Beauty and a Book Box. We're also having a retreat next year in 2022. I'm in Orlando, Florida. That's going to be our first annual retreat. We're
That's
keeping it
amazing.
small. Yeah, it's all inclusive, which doesn't really happen a lot in the United States. It's hard to find like all inclusive retreats, but like all of the food for the weekend, it's a 4-day, 3-night, 4-day, 3-night, yes, 4-day, 3-night retreat. All of the food, drinks, we're having a book brunch, a wine
Aww.
tasting and a wine tour, book-based movie night. We're having authors come and share about their process and writing their book, and they'll be doing some book signings. We're having some workshops, a pool party. So we basically like rented out a mansion in Orlando, and we're gonna have like a book and self-care weekend, massages, manicures, and just to recover, try to recover and reset from
Gosh.
last year, because I'm like, listen, we need to like have some type of community event, some type of luxury event where we are just taking care of ourselves, but in a safe way. So that's why we made it really small. We're only allowing 14 attendees, and the house, I believe, fits like 40 people. So everyone will have their own room, unless they are sharing with their friend, in their own bathroom.
Wow, that sounds
Um,
amazing.
that sounds like what everyone needs. I'm gonna need
Yeah.
you guys to host more of those types of events.
Thank you, Nisha, for coming on the show today and sharing about Beauty in a Book Box. You all will be hearing a lot more about Beauty in a Book Box on the show. And we hope that you will use our affiliate link in our code to receive 10% off your first purchase.
One last thing, I just want to say what you're doing is so amazing. And the
Yes.
fact that you're changing perspectives of young people as well as old people and reframing the way we see reading, it's truly chef's kiss, is all I have to
Inspiration.
say.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
But
Thank
yeah,
you, ladies. I love this platform that you have, and I just wish you an abundance of greatness with it. Keep doing what you're doing, because it's powerful and it's impactful.
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Women
And
supporting women. That's what we're
yes,
all
Yes,
we
about.
I
love
love
to see
it.
it. Yes. We'll be doing a lot more with Nisha in the future, you guys. This is not the last time you'll hear from her. And we hope that you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll use our code, and we'll see you guys. Talk to you next time. This has been another episode of She Well Read.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.